Have you ever thought about living in the West? If your dream is to live permanently in an English-speaking country, and the only thing holding you back is the Ielts exam, don't worry. Our Ieltsterminal course, part of the English flight courses at the Lashpedia, can help you achieve your dream. We call it terminal because the course uses airport terminology throughout, providing practice not only for the Ielts, but also for the travel experience itself. Knowing what to expect during both the exam and your travels is essential. Let's get started. To reach your dream country, you'll first need a passport and visa. Then, you'll need an airline ticket and will need to check your baggage into cargo at the terminal. You'll pass through security and check-in before reaching the departure lounge. After receiving your boarding pass, you'll proceed to your gate. Note that there may be alternative gates available. Upon arrival at your destination, you'll proceed to Arrivals Hall.
Flight attendant, prepare for takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you very much for your attention, and now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the takeoff. The captain has made tower communications available, so if you'd like to monitor the air traffic system, you'll find that on channel 9 and your headset.
After familiarizing yourself with these terms, let me guide you through IELTS test preparation. Success in this test requires several key steps. I'll cover the 19 most crucial ones today. Now let's start with the first one and the most obvious, and that is all about the test. To embark on, never enter the exam hall until you've learned everything you can about the test. Familiarize yourself with the test content and the format of each of the 4 components: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Test procedures, content, and potential challenges are significant. Why? Because we don't want you to be surprised, or in other words, you have to know everything which is gonna happen during your IELTS. For instance, you're gonna be very upset to find the recording is playing only once. Yeah, that's part of the IELTS listening section. To ensure a smooth test experience, research the test thoroughly using the readily available online resources. Time allocation is key. Carefully manage your time during the reading and writing sections to ensure completion. Pay close attention to the time limits. That means that you're given an hour to accomplish a certain number of tasks or passages, and it's your choice how to manage your time. So understanding the timing is very important. You should know how your score is calculated. Whilst listening and reading scores are based on correct answers, speaking and writing scores are determined by an examiner's assessment. We're gonna answer some questions which popped up in test takers' mind before starting the IELTS trip, and they might come to yours too. Definitely it isn't. IELTS is a communication test, not a memorization test. It's an advanced test overcomplicated by test takers. Memorization is the central main reason to make any easy test difficult or complicated. Think of reciting the Quran if you wish. But what is IELTS about? The IELTS International English Language Testing System is a globally recognized English proficiency test. Unlike tests that focus solely on British English, IELTS accepts a range of international English variations. It serves as a crucial assessment for professional purposes, academic admissions, and immigration to English-speaking countries. Test takers can choose between paper-based and computer-based formats. The content and difficulty remain consistent regardless of the chosen method. The Ielts reading test features 3 passages and 40 questions. Academic and general training versions differ slightly in topic. Academic uses academic texts, while general training includes everyday or work-related topics. Passage 3 similar in style to the academic version. The 14 question types are common to both tests, requiring thorough practice to master the strategies involved. The test lasts 1 hour. The Ielts writing test consists of 2 tasks. Task 1 requires a report based on visual data, chart, graph, table for academic candidates, or a letter for general training candidates. Task 2, an essay, is identical for both versions and requires preparation for 5 different essay types. Success depends on both language proficiency and understanding the marking criteria, which extend beyond grammatical accuracy. The entire test lasts 1 hour. The Ielts speaking test is a face-to-face or video call interview lasting 11 to 14 minutes and comprising 3 parts. Parts 1 and 3 involve question and answer exchanges with the examiner, while part 2 requires a 2-minute prepared talk on a given topic. Thorough preparation of relevant vocabulary and topics is essential for success, as the test is topic-based. All candidates receive the same test, and understanding the marking criteria is crucial. Some are arrogant, lazy, impatient, deceived, or hasty. They depend on their memory, use templates, never learn from mistakes, wanna take before giving, have lack of confidence, or use their knowledge inappropriately. Others are only well prepared. Well, that's interesting. Getting a band 8 or 9 on the Ielts is challenging but definitely possible for some. It depends on a combination of factors: natural aptitude for language, prior English language learning, effective study strategies, and consistent focused effort. While some individuals may find it easier than others, dedication and the right approach are key. Who you are is your choice and decision. People who pay must always receive. Remember these: persistence, consistency, and insistency. Ielts routine is a camp. Imagine you are a footballer who's about to take part in the World Cup, or a candidate who's having his dream job interview after a few days. What should be done? Sleeping more? Wasting a minute? I don't think so. For you, I think you should be always listening, reading, writing, or speaking only in English. Even thinking is in English. Of course not. Not only advanced vocabulary, you should know all the vocabulary you need to use in your test, whatever it's a category. Let's say learn the vocabulary that is likely to be called most common Ielts vocabulary. You might be already familiar with using some, but you might also find many new terms. You shouldn't. Actually, as an ESL learner, you can't. Do not waste your time learning something that has nothing to do with your score. As a matter of fact, not able to appropriately use them in contexts will cost you huge and significant decrease when it comes to your band score. The examiner will not fall in love with your fancy structures and give you a high score. It 60% works. But this is the second part of the equation. You must not only answer IELTS tests, but also analyze your answers, working your mistakes after recognizing the reason why you had made such ones. There is a slight difference between an It doesn't matter. As long as you clearly speak, to be easily understood, and pronounce the words correctly using the suitable stress and intonation, that will let the examiner give you as high marks as you deserve. Absolutely you shouldn't. Don't even try. The examiners are trained to smartly pick up memory answers. Also, there are no extra marks for how many creative ideas you have, fancy structures you use, or rare vocabulary you can remember. The only thing you yourself shouldn't forget is how simply and clearly express your thoughts. And that's it. Did you paraphrase "Does my accent matter"? No, you don't have to use a native accent, which is impossible. Don't go for the extra mile. Thinking out of the box is not required here, at least on test day. Use your accent properly and pronounce clearly as we mentioned. Stress, intonation, and be careful. There is a standard solid number of syllables for each word. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go and figure out. What a significant question. Synonyms and paraphrase are key secrets of the IELTS test. Synonyms are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. They can be used interchangeably in a sentence without changing the overall meaning. For example, happy and joyful are synonyms. You could say I am happy or I am joyful, and both sentences would convey the same emotion. But paraphrase is a restatement of a text or passage using different words but keeping the original meaning. It involves expressing the same idea in a different way using different vocabulary and sentence structure. For example, the sentence, "The dog is running in the park," could be paraphrased as, "The canine is jogging through the grassy area." Both sentences convey the same information, but they use different words and sentence structures. There is a marking criteria for writing and speaking, which must be studied deeply to avoid doing silly, careless mistakes. You have nothing to do to get a higher band than you deserve. Being aggressive, rude, or friendly, smiling or crying, or playing a play role will never affect your score. Being accurate and clear is the key. But it was said that you should talk as if you're sitting in a cafe. Relax. Read and listen. That's a journey. The more you read and listen, the more experience you will gain and the better you will be in writing and speaking. Just do what's needed, not what you feel like doing. Follow our instructions. In IELTS speaking, all four aspects, fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation, are crucial and contribute to your overall score. It's not about picking one as the most important. It's about achieving a good balance and demonstrating competence in all areas. A text is cohesive if its elements are linked together. A text is coherent if it makes sense. It should be clear that these are not the same thing. That is, a text may be cohesive, linked together, but incoherent, meaningless. Generating ideas for IELTS writing task 2 can be a bit daunting, but with some strategies you can brainstorm effectively and develop strong arguments. We have a plan, strategy, and technique which will make it easier for you to do so. Yes, you have to follow a specific structure, number of words, number of paragraphs, and also some basic words should be typed or written to be picked up by the examiner. Don't use your mind, don't listen to logic. Do what the examiner looks for, not what you consider right. It's an instructions test. When you follow, you will get the desired band. Yes, it is extremely easy if and only if you deal with reading and listening as habits. We have in our course many approaches to develop that skill and improve your answers. It doesn't happen overnight. Everything takes time. Think of a headache through approximately 15 to 20 minutes after taking a painkiller. Disappear, right? Time is a part of the cure. Recovery is a matter of time. A half band might take ages to reach. Again, it depends on your mindset, effort, and attitude. On average, it might take between 40 days to 60 days. Don't be shocked, we previously mentioned how you could do that. All of us should. Yes, the good news is, during your journey, unintentionally, you will be perfect at managing your time effectively, automatically, unconsciously, and flawlessly. IELTS teaches you many things rather than English. Wait and see. Let me say something here. We can never say that one type is better than the other. It depends on your goals. If you're going to study in any of the prestigious universities of the West, you should go for academic. General training is for immigration purposes. Okay, so what's the difference? Knowing which IELTS test to take, academic or general training, is crucial because that will change your preparation. While listening and speaking are consistent, the same, reading and writing differ significantly. I mean, the difference between them is in reading and writing, but listening and speaking are the same for both. Again, the listening and speaking sections are identical for both, but reading and writing are distinct. Ensure your preparation aligns with your chosen test. Our course is for the academic type. To effectively prepare for the IELTS, honestly assess your current English level and desired band score. A significant gap between your current English proficiency and your target score will require focused English language study before tackling IELTS specific skills. Many students struggle to reach their target score because their overall English isn't strong enough. Therefore, determine your current English level, perhaps through a professional assessment. Then, create a realistic study plan that accounts for both improving your overall English, if necessary, and practicing IELTS test-taking strategies. The time frame for preparation will vary greatly depending on your current English level and learning speed. Some students may need only a few weeks, while others may require several months. Ensure you allocate sufficient time to reach your goal. Before embarking on your IELTS preparation, it's crucial to establish a clear target band score. This initial step involves a realistic self-assessment of your current English language abilities. Honest evaluation of your strengths and weaknesses will guide your study plan and prevent unrealistic expectations. Once your target score is defined, Delve into the specific requirements for achieving it. This means understanding not only the overall scoring system, but also the nuances of each section. While the listening and reading sections utilize a relatively straightforward point-based system, the speaking and writing sections demand a more nuanced approach. These sections require a deep understanding of the examiner's criteria and expectations. Knowing precisely what constitutes a high-scoring response in speaking and writing, the specific language features, organizational structures, and communication strategies is vital for maximizing your score. This detailed knowledge will directly translate into improved performance and a higher likelihood of achieving your desired band score. Success on the Ielts listening and reading sections hinges on your preparedness. These sections present a diverse range of question types, exceeding 10 distinct formats in total. This variety necessitates a proactive approach to your studies, focusing on familiarity with the various question styles. Simply encountering these question types for the first time during the actual exam is a recipe for wasted time and reduced performance. Therefore, dedicating sufficient time to mastering each question type is paramount. This proactive strategy allows you to approach the exam with confidence and efficiency. By familiarizing yourself with the different question formats and developing effective strategies for answering them, you will significantly improve your chances of achieving a high score. The time invested in preparation will directly translate to better time management and more accurate answers during the exam itself. To do well on the Ielts test, you need to prepare for the different types of questions you will encounter. This is true for all 4 sections: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. In the listening and reading sections, there are many different question formats, and you need to know how to answer each one efficiently. You don't want to waste time figuring out what to do during the test, so it's important to practice with a variety of question types beforehand. The same is true for the writing section. For Task 1, General Training, you'll need to practice writing different types of letters. For Task 1 Academic, you'll need to practice interpreting and writing about different types of charts and graphs. In Task 2, you'll need to practice writing essays in response to various essay prompts. Don't waste time practicing with essay questions that aren't actually used on the Ielts exam. There are many resources available online, but it's important to make sure you're using the right ones. Finally, the speaking section also has a variety of questions. You need to practice answering different types of questions so you will be prepared for whatever the examiner asks. By practicing with authentic Ielts materials and developing strategies for each question type, you'll be well prepared to succeed on test day. Don't waste your time practicing with materials that don't accurately reflect the real Ielts exam. Now let's have a look at point 7. Point 7 is all about topics. To achieve a high score in the Ielts exam, it's not enough to simply possess a strong command of English. You must also strategically prepare for the recurring themes and vocabulary that frequently appear in the test. While your general English proficiency forms a foundation, targeted study of common Ielts topics and their associated vocabulary is crucial. This preparation is particularly vital for the speaking section, where the ability to articulate your thoughts quickly and accurately using precise vocabulary is directly assessed. Hesitation or an inability to readily access the appropriate terminology can significantly impact your score. Therefore, proactive and focused learning of common IELTS topics and the related vocabulary is an essential element of a successful exam strategy, ensuring you can confidently and fluently address the questions posed. Regardless of your overall English language skills. The next point is to develop your ideas. Point 8. To enhance your IELTS preparation, broaden your exposure to English through diverse sources. Explore documentaries like those from the BBC, news sources covering global issues, and magazines such as New Scientist. Supplement this with radio programs. This multifaceted approach strengthens your English skills across all 4 IELTS sections: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. I can provide links to helpful websites containing these resources upon request. However, if your exam is imminent, only a few weeks away, this extensive approach may be impractical. Regarding accents, it's unnecessary to restrict yourself to solely British or Australian English. IELTS features a global range of accents, so listening to diverse sources will better prepare you for the actual exam, mirroring the variety of accents you will encounter from both the audio materials and the examiners themselves. Now let's move on to point number 9. Regular practice tasks are crucial for gauging your listening and reading abilities. These sections allow for straightforward self-assessment, providing a clear indication of your current score and identifying areas for improvement. Numerous online and print resources offer practice tests. However, the Cambridge IELTS series volumes 1 to 19 stands out, containing authentic past IELTS exam papers. While other practice materials are valuable for honing skills, the Cambridge books offer the most accurate reflection of the actual exam and are highly recommended for reliable band score assessment. Each book includes 4 complete tests, providing ample opportunity for realistic practice and accurate self-evaluation. Now let's have a look at point 10. For the next point, while self-assessment is straightforward for listening and reading using practice tests, accurately evaluating your speaking and writing requires external expertise. Ideally, seek feedback from an experienced IELTS teacher, or even better, a current or former examiner, for the most precise assessment. Focus not only on your overall band score, but also on identifying specific weaknesses and understanding the examiner's scoring criteria to pinpoint areas needing improvement. Number 11 is clearly to plan your improvement and practice. A personalized study plan is crucial for IELTS preparation, as individual needs vary greatly. While a universal schedule is impossible, ensuring comprehensive test coverage is key. Prioritize mastering all question types, common topics, relevant vocabulary, and developing strong ideas. This forms the core of effective short-term preparation. With more time, focus on addressing specific weaknesses, identifying through assessment, refining techniques for challenging question types, and expanding your knowledge base. Ultimately, effective planning involves identifying weaknesses and creating a targeted practice schedule to address them. Number 12, effective time management is crucial for the IELTS reading and writing sections. The strict time limits often prevent students from completing all tasks. Therefore, developing speed and efficient time management strategies is essential. Practice this at home by timing yourself while reading passages, scanning for answers, and writing essays to gauge your progress and identify areas for improvement in pacing and efficiency. This focused practice significantly impacts your overall performance. Number 13, to accurately assess your readiness for the IELTS exam, simulate test conditions as closely as possible. This means completing a full practice test, including listening, reading, and writing in one continuous 2-hour, 40-minute session without breaks. This crucial step replicates the exam's intensity and time pressure, providing invaluable insights into your stamina and ability to manage time effectively under pressure. Unlike simply practicing individual sections, a full-length time test reveals potential challenges you might overlook otherwise, such as unexpected time constraints or the physical demands of the exam. Conducting at least 2 or 3 full practice tests under these conditions is highly recommended. This realistic simulation allows you to anticipate and address potential issues, from simple things like needing a restroom break to more complex challenges of maintaining focus and pacing throughout the entire exam. This preparation significantly enhances your performance on the actual test day by mitigating unexpected disruptions and building your confidence and endurance. You can easily create these simulated conditions at home, eliminating the need for costly external practice tests. Right? Let's move on to the last points in your IELTS preparation. While self-study is valuable, formal IELTS training can significantly boost your preparation. Ideally, enroll in an official IELTS school like the British Council or IDP, which offer specialized programs and experienced instructors. If these options aren't accessible, seek out local schools specializing in IELTS preparation. However, always research thoroughly to ensure the school has a proven track record and understands the specific requirements and demands of the IELTS exam. Avoid choosing schools solely based on marketing claims. If formal training isn't feasible, explore free online resources, which offer a wealth of information and practice materials. Remember, the key is to choose a learning path that aligns with your goals and budget, providing the best support for your IELTS preparation. Ideally, schedule your IELTS test when your English skills and IELTS preparation are at their peak performance. While many students face deadlines, if possible, aim to take the test when you consistently achieve your target band score in practice tests at least 4 times in a row. This strategic approach maximizes your chances of success. Regarding improvement and progress, babies learn to walk slowly. First, they learn to sit up, then crawl, then pull themselves up to stand. Standing is wobbly at first. They fall down many times before they can stand steadily. Then they start to take steps, holding onto furniture. They fall again and again while learning to walk without help. There is no exact number of falls, but it's a lot. Each time they fall, they learn a little more about balance and how to walk. Eventually, they get better and better, and falling happens less often. And that will happen to you. So don't get upset. Learning to drive means making mistakes. You'll stall, forget to use your turn signal, or maybe even bump into something. It's all part of learning. Every mistake teaches you something important, like how to control the car better or how to pay more attention to what's around you. These mistakes help you become a safer and more confident driver, right? Am I right? Of course I am. It starts from sitting beside the coach to learn the basics, but remember that you will never learn how to drive a car while spending your time on the seat. You should take the wheel, take the lead, sit on the driving seat. Yes, it is a bit scary at first, but the main obstacle that makes people way behind success is fear. Either to be afraid of criticism or failure. Failure or making mistakes are essential steps to success, right? That will also happen to you in your Ielts trip. Successful YouTubers constantly improve their videos. They experiment to find what their viewers like, then make more videos like those. They watch their video statistics to see what works and what doesn't, changing their approach based on that information. They also talk to their viewers and work with other YouTubers to grow their channel. It's all about learning and improving over time. I can show you some channels and the significant change since their owners started recording their first videos. I swear to Allah, you will be surprised. We can apply this on you, on the results at first and on your progress in the end. And believe me, you will not drive the car unless you take the wheel. So stop watching videos only. Yes, watch videos, but stop watching only. Watch and execute. These examples had one main central idea. Ielts progress is like learning anything in life. Making mistakes is not only required, but also a basic step. So, if you are satisfied with this, I promise you, you will get the highest band score you could never imagine. Always remember your dream when you feel you are not gonna make it. Always remember your dream when you feel you're not gonna make it. Always remember your dream when you feel you're not gonna make it.